Ever watched a sloth and wondered, why so slow? It's not just their laid-back vibe, there's a fascinating reason behind every sluggish step. In a world where speed often means survival, sloths took the opposite route, and somehow, it worked. Today, we're diving into the surprisingly smart reasons why sloths are so slow, and how it might just be the secret to their survival. Sloths are built for slow living. These tree-dwelling mammals spend nearly their entire lives hanging upside down in the rainforest canopy, moving so slowly that algae grow on their fur. On average, they travel just a few dozen meters per day, and that's on a busy day. They also sleep a lot, up to 15 to 20 hours daily, and even when awake, they move deliberately and cautiously. But this isn't laziness. Every movement a sloth makes is part of a carefully tuned energy-saving plan. In the wild, moving less means spending less energy, and for sloths, energy is a very limited resource. One big reason sloths are so slow? Their diet. Sloths mostly eat leaves, and not just any leaves, but the tough fibrous kind that many animals avoid. These are low in calories, hard to digest, and don't offer much energy. To cope, sloths have evolved a highly specialized multi-chambered stomach that acts almost like a fermentation tank. It can take them a week or more to fully digest a single meal. Because they get so little energy from their food, sloths have to conserve every bit they can, and that means no sudden movements, no quick escapes, just slow and steady living. Being slow has another surprising benefit: it helps sloths stay hidden. Their stillness makes them incredibly hard to spot among the leaves and branches. And here's the wild part: their fur actually grows algae, giving them a greenish tint that blends in perfectly with the treetops. This living camouflage not only helps them avoid predators, but also creates a tiny ecosystem. Moths live in their fur, and the algae may even provide nutrients when the sloth grooms itself. By barely moving and looking like part of the forest, sloths become nearly invisible to most threats. In the animal kingdom, movement often means danger. Predators like jaguars, ocelots, and harpy eagles rely heavily on spotting motion, and sloths rarely give them that chance. By staying still for long periods and moving with extreme slowness, sloths avoid drawing attention. They spend nearly all their time high in the trees, where they're hardest to reach. In fact, their most dangerous moment comes when they descend to the forest floor, which they only do about once a week, usually to poop. It's risky, but even then, they move carefully and quietly. For sloths, staying alive often means staying unnoticed. Sloths may be slow, but they're surprisingly well equipped for life in the trees. Their long curved claws act like natural climbing hooks, allowing them to hang effortlessly from branches, even while they sleep. Their limbs are strong, and their center of gravity is perfect for dangling upside down. Unlike many mammals, sloths have adapted so well to this arboreal life that they're practically helpless on the ground. But in the canopy, they're right at home. Their slow pace isn't a weakness up there, it's just how they've mastered their environment. Of course, being slow isn't without its risks. When sloths do come down from the trees, which happens rarely, they're incredibly vulnerable. On the ground, their limbs aren't built for walking, so they crawl awkwardly, making them easy targets for predators. Their slow reactions also mean they can't outrun danger or quickly escape if surprised. If spotted by a jaguar or eagle, they often don't stand a chance. And when forests are fragmented or trees are cut down, sloths struggle to move to safer habitats. So while slowness works in their favor most of the time, it can become a serious disadvantage in an increasingly fast-paced and changing world. Despite all the challenges, sloths have been around for millions of years, long enough to watch the rise and fall of saber-tooths, giant ground sloths, and even early humans. Their slow-motion lifestyle is not a flaw, it's a finely tuned survival strategy. Instead of competing in the race for speed or strength, sloths found success by doing the opposite, using less energy, staying hidden, and blending into their surroundings. In their quiet and deliberate way, sloths prove that sometimes the slowest path is the smartest. So the next time you see a sloth hanging out, remember, there's a genius behind that laziness. Their slow pace isn't just adorable, it's a masterclass in survival. If you enjoyed learning about sloths, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more wildlife wonders. Until next time, stay curious.